Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. I am in fact playing a tank, and it is just not any tank. It is actually the American battle rating 10.3, rank 7 anti-tank, anti-everything missile carrier, the almighty ADATS. And today I'm telling you a little bit of a fairy tale of fake balance at top tier. Now, this is actually the very first time that I played a tank that has kind of this night vision and this infrared night scope, whatever and this thermal vision, whatever. And that was actually the feature of the last patch. So yeah, I was not really thrilled by top tier last patch, and so there was nothing really there for me. And the ADATS has now a talisman, and I am researching actually the M1A2. I'm more than halfway through, having gotten 250,000 RP in just 2 days playing. Not really that extreme, and that has to do with what I could farm. Helicopters and planes, the occasional tank, although my playstyle changed completely. Now, when you hear that I put a talisman on the ADATS and I play it excessively to grind a tank, you could say, hey, hold on, Napalm, that's a 180 on what you said on your first and last video on the ADATS that you will never play it anytime soon. Yeah, but top tier has changed. You see, it's the good old story of cancer being added to defeat cancer that was previously added to screw with top tier whatever. And so the ADATS is and was completely overpowered versus tanks due to the missiles, the 25mm autocannon, etc, etc. And that is not my primary target to say it's fine. No, it's complete bullshit, like so many things that top tier are. And it's not even the map design and the compression, it's just the pure performance of the vehicles. So I don't want to be really negative. In fact, I want to be a little bit positive, and I have to compliment Gaijin. Gaijin, thank you for making the grind of the M1A2 a bit easier for me by selling a premium helicopter with battle rating of 10.0, namely the almighty Ka-50, which was advertised, willingly or not, by Mike Goes Boom with a dev server video. Now, Mike Goes Boom had all the right intentions to warn the community that this is not a good thing to happen, and yeah, I didn't play the very first few days of the patch any sort of tanks, and for the better of it, as it seems. The Ka-50 namely had as its selling points a huge variety of loadouts and obviously the premium status. You could bypass the grind as usual and play right with the big boys. And two selling factors were the following. You could farm player tanks right from the start and right at range with the almighty 9K 127 Vickers, of which you have 12. Now, those missiles have a range of 10.00 kilometers. They travel at 600 meters per second. They have a penetration power of 1,000 millimeters. And the helicopter is also equipped with the night vision device. So you can see the tanks highlighted at night. And I've seen quite a few night battles as well with the ADATS. Now, the next thing is that the selling point of those missiles is not just the raw range and the penetration power, but also the fact that you could lock on with those missiles on aircraft and helicopters. So it was basically a flying SAM. Talking about SAMs, that's the description of the missiles of the ADATS, and those are the 152mm MIM 146 SAM surface-to-air missiles. They also have a range of 10 kilometers and have only 900 millimeters of penetration, but they have a maximum speed on the trajectory, which is not to be underestimated, of 1,200 meters per second. And this is garnished with a radar where you can lock on those proximity fuse heat shells or heat missiles on a target, and this is complemented by a 25mm autocannon that can actually deliver a quite happy rate of fire of a mixture of high explosive and APDS. Yes, so the stage is set for those two guys to meet each other in battle. Now again, this is completely fake balance. The funny part being that all 2 weapon systems have a maximum range of exactly 10 kilometers. And this is just something that amuses me, because while those 2 vehicles might be more or less balanced against each other depending on which side you ask, the funny thing is every other tank, plane and helicopter gets crushed between the 2 of them. That was a bad missile. Oh god, was it bad. Nevertheless, so I was playing pretty safely. I was playing laid back and just standing there, not moving forward, not supporting my tanks, not going for their capture points. Eventually, you know, if the possibility arose and it was an easy grab, yeah, then killing some tanks, easy mode, if they tried to rush me, and also getting the cap. But this is not how many people play the ADATS. They play a bit more frontline heavy. However, yeah, this was just scanning the area and just locking on and just launching the missile and see the income rising. Now the repair cost of 14,000 silver lines, which is twice as much as the first Abrams costs now, which previously cost like 30,000 when it came out, you know, good old times. The ADATS doesn't really make you all that many silver lines to begin with, because you don't have a silver line talisman. Shame that that would not exist, because that would render a lot of those overpriced premiums obsolete in the first place. Yeah, and so this is what you can see in the background. I'm just standing there. I'm just having fun farming the helicopters. But the even more fun is that, or the even bigger fun is, that I'm actually doing something very good to my team. I give them the opportunity to fight other tanks, you know, doing what they are supposed to do, and not being farmed right from the start by some helicopters, which is just outrageous and just not really all that nice. Nevertheless, the night battles were also pretty amusing, as you can see here. By the way, if there is now sound missing, I'm absolutely sorry about this, but again, this were the remnants of those battles that were recorded where my recording software was just derp and didn't record any sound for whatever reason. And yeah, I didn't want to record here via the replay system. Yeah, so tanks, I'm back at them, and I just have to ask this question. What do you think about top tier tanks? What do you think about the Ka-50? Now, one thing that I have to really point out about the Ka-50 is that it depends highly on the player. It can be an absolute pain in the side, a thorn in the side, when you have to fight against it, when it is commanded by a very competent pilot that knows to use the terrain and is patient and yeah, just doesn't peeks in and out of cover up until the point that you are out of missiles. But then there are also the unexperienced players that try to just hover over the battlefield, that just fly in a straight line, that have no cover, no radar cover. So this is something that really makes the difference. The Ka-50 is very powerful, but so is the ADATS, especially when you take them out right at the start. Then they don't have enough spawn points to really spawn in something meaningful. Again, as you can see here, those are some of the early strikes, some of the early kills that are really satisfying. They are easy. There is not really that much skill required, you know. It's not a question, do I aim at this distance, at this portion of the enemy tank with which ammunition type? No, it's just clicking, locking on, firing the missile, and basically that's it. Yes, a little bit of fine-tuning here and there, but that's more like beauty management than being really the decisive factor. If you are a Ka-50 pilot, or if you think that you got screwed by Gaijin, take this lesson, because it will be always like this. Gaijin just doesn't care about how long the premium is viable for you to do effective grinding, also for silver lines. They don't care. They just care that you buy the next premium next patch. And I just despise that they are happily throwing all the balance out of the window for this quick money grab. I'm deeply convinced that Gaijin could earn significantly more money and have significantly more players on the servers populating the queue times and or populating the queue. But no, this is how it is. This great game's massive potential just gets wasted over and over again. And this time, this is one of the few times where I am actually on the abusing side. So much for that. And having said this, I know that a lot of people don't like this attitude that I showed here in this video, but let's be honest, it's not me to blame, it's Gaijin's actions. And you are the judge with your purse. That's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this whole topic, and I will resume hopefully with new tank content soon. That is not the ADATS. So give this video a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.